Today we have a look at multiple issues in teaching, updates from Microsoft, and a teen's lawsuit against an AI company.
We will have all that and more on this episode of APSU TV News. Welcome back to your APSU TV News. I'm Marlin Harden.
And I'm Kaleb Scott. We have new information in a deadly stabbing at a construction site in Clarksville. Christian No Moreno Hernandez of Springfield, Tennessee, pleaded guilty to voluntary manslaughter in the 2025 death of his co-worker, 27-year-old Ivan Villa Contreras of Guthrie, Kentucky. Police say the stabbing happened last April at a construction site on Old Russellville Pike. Officers found Contreras with a chest injury. With emergency crews, took him to a local hospital where he was later pronounced dead. Police reports show the two men were involved in an argument that quickly led to violence. Investigators say Hernandez used a folding pocket knife to stab Contreras in the chest and again in the back as he turned away. A witness to the scene confirmed the attack. Hernandez remained at the scene and admitted responsibility to police. He was initially charged for homicide and later indicted for second-degree murder before accepting a plea deal. He will now serve 12 years in a state prison. A teacher at Montgomery Central High School is under investigation as a student reported seeing nude photos on the teacher's phone during class. The details came out in the Clarksville Now report, which named 52-year-old Matthew Gay Vetter as the person at the center of the case. Vetter is married to Jean Luna Vetter, the Clarksville-Montgomery County Director of Schools. The report says a 17-year-old student noticed the explicit images while Vetter was using his phone during a March 9th classroom session. Vetter did not deny what happened. He admitted the student saw the photos, but he insists it was an accident. The Montgomery County Sheriff's Office has turned the case over to the District Attorney's Office, who then turned the investigation over to an outside agency, the District Attorney's Conference.
Elon Musk is facing a legal battle from a group of Tennessee teens over his XAI. 3 teams claim in their class action suit that X's AI took Grok was used to create and distribute sexually explicit images of minors. The Memphis Commercial Appeal reports the lawsuit was filed in federal courts in California. The filing alleges Musk's company failed to implement safety measures to prevent abuse. Court documents show a man arrested in 2025 used the AI tool to alter photos of at least 18 underage girls, creating explicit images. Attorneys for the plaintiff claimed the company knowingly allowed this content to be generated and shared, raising serious questions about AI safety and accountability. The lawsuit seeks damages and policy changes. The case is one of several legal changes facing the company as concerns continue to mount over how AI technology can be misused. A University of Alabama student who vanished while on vacation in Spain has been found dead. Police say they found James Paul Gracie's remains on the beach on Thursday. Gracie has been hanging out with a group of his Theta Chi fraternity brothers at a nightclub on Tuesday. He got separated from the group. His phone was recovered, but it is not clear who found it. The University of Alabama offered condolences to the family in a statement. Gracie was on a personal trip when he vanished. He was from the Chicago area. Police say they are still gathering evidence in the case, and we will provide further updates as soon as we have them. The 100th Airborne Division is testing the future of warfare using drones to support ground troops during a live fire exercise at Fort Campbell. Unnamed aircraft systems were used last week to scout, identify targets, and support soldiers before they enter dangerous areas. Officials say this technology is changing how battles are fought, allowing troops to gather information without immediate risk. Soldiers worked alongside special forces to test real-time decision-making and coordination. Leaders say drones are now a critical tool on the modern battlefield, helping improving speed, safety, and effectiveness during operations. Gas prices in Clarksville have taken a serious turn upward lately and creeping up near $4 a gallon in some neighborhoods. It's the speed of the increase that's catching everyone off guard. In only a week, prices in Clarksville jumped more than 50 cents a gallon. Now, no one loves seeing the total climb when they fill up. Keystone perspective, we're still a long way from record-smashing highs set in 2022, when a gallon topped out at more than $4.70. As for why it's happened, analysts point straight to the global issues. Crude oil prices keep rising, and there's a lot of uncertainty, conflict worldwide. Every time there's new tension overseas, the oil market gets jittery, and that trickles down to what we pay at the pump. In short, until things calm down globally, don't expect much relief when you pull up to fill your tank. Of course, higher fuel costs don't stop at the gas station. You're likely to see ripple effects higher shipping prices. More expensive goods on store shelves and tighter budgets for folks who commute daily. People are already starting to rethink road trips, carpooling, or combining errands just to save a little. We will be back with the political corner after the break.
When you look at the number of disasters in the U.S., chances are every area will deal with some kind of emergency in the next decade. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
My Shiro doesn't always wear a cape, but she always has time for a hug, a smile, for going the extra mile. My Shiro stretches every dollar, puts in long hours, puts others first. But now it's your time, Mom. When you're ready to retire, we want you to be able to enjoy it. It's time to start saving now. A free 3-minute online chat can give you the personalized tips you need to start boosting your retirement savings today. Visit aceyourretirement.org/Shiro.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. The same way you plan each detail for those moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Protecting your family is the best plan you can make. When it comes to making plans,
A major escalation in the war with Iran as Israel strikes an Iranian gas field and Iran retaliates. Sparking market slides and spike fuel prices. Brian Abel has the latest from Washington as the war approaches its fourth week.
An RT reporter narrowly escaping a strike in Lebanon as the U.S.-Israeli war with Iran intensifies. It comes amid a wave of attacks on energy production sites across the region. U.S. President Donald Trump denying that the U.S. knew of Israel's plan to target an Iranian natural gas field, the world's largest known gas reserve, but sources say he knew. The Israeli attacks prompting retaliatory strikes by Iran, including on a critical Qatari liquefied natural gas facility. The escalating attacks and Iran's effective blockade of the Strait of Hormuz contributing to sliding global stock markets and a spike in global energy prices. The price of oil briefly hitting $119 per barrel Thursday as the U.S. average for a gallon of regular inches near $4 a gallon. Speaking to press, Trump said he expected a sharper spike in oil prices, suggesting the economic impact has been more limited.
Oil prices will go up, the economy will go down a little bit. I thought it would be worse.
Still, the U.S. Treasury considering new measures to lower the price at the pump.
In the coming days, we may unsanction the Iranian oil that's on the water. It's about 140 million barrels.
Meanwhile, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth says a $200 billion request from the Pentagon to Congress may be a moving target.
It takes money to kill bad guys. So we're going back to Congress and our folks there to ensure that we're properly funded.
In Washington, Brian Abel reporting.
Air travelers are facing longer lines at security checkpoints as Transportation Security Administration workers go without full pay during a partial government shutdown. There's no sign the impasse over the funding will break soon on Capitol Hill. Reed Binion reports.
At airports across the nation, massive delays getting through security are worsening amid the ongoing partial government shutdown keeping TSA employees from getting paid. They just missed their first full paycheck since funding for the Department of Homeland Security lapsed in mid-February. As those workers feel the strain, staff call-out rates are increasing, and so are security wait times. At Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport, upwards of a third of the TSA staff didn't show up on Wednesday. On Thursday morning, security wait times in Atlanta stretched up to 90 minutes long. At George Bush Intercontinental Airport in Houston, wait times peaked at 3 hours. For TSA officers, the strain of working without pay is coming to a head.
There's times where I'm like, at night, it's like, What am I going to do?
Some agents turning to food banks, airports doing what they can to help.
We're just looking to reach out to the community.
Holding food drives in Syracuse, New York.
It takes a village. Our TSA employees, without food, it's tough to feed your family.
Other airports like Columbus, Ohio, providing travelers with a way to donate grocery or gas gift cards.
They're keeping us safe. They're doing a hard job.
I'm Reed Binion reporting.
The U.S. Treasury Department will begin to manage federal student loans in default. The Education Department is continuing efforts to transfer much of its work to other federal agencies and convince Congress the DOE is no longer needed. More than 7 million borrowers are in default. Federal student loans go into default when they go 270 days without a payment. The announcement notes the Treasury will eventually take control of the entirety of the Education Department, nearly $1.7 trillion in loan portfolio. Education Secretary Linda McMahon says the move will dramatically improve the way federal student loans are handled. Last year, President Donald Trump signed an executive order to begin dismantling the Education Department. Secretary McMahon announced an interagency agreement to transfer its workload to other departments. Eliminating Education Department would require congressional approval. We will be back with more after this break.
Put a frog in a pot of boiling water and it'll jump right out. But put a frog in a pot of cool water and slowly heat it up, and that frog will boil. As veterans, we can tell ourselves the lie that it's easier to stay in that boiling water, to disconnect. But you've never been interested in easy. You are not a frog.
Find resources at va.gov/reach.
Worried about your friend but don't know how to reach out?
You could say, how are you, or get a fake tattoo. You could ask with an app if it works for you. You could chat with them in VR, it's so good. If you think you should check in, yeah, you should. Whatever gets you talking.
Reach out to a friend about their mental health.
Whatever gets you talking.
Learn how you can help at seizetheawkward.org.
A heat wave is expected to intensify, gripping much of the western U.S., with some areas at risk breaking all-time April temperature records before the month even begins. On the other side of the country, a powerful storm has moved out, but tens of thousands of customers remain without power across the Great Lakes. A dangerous situation as frigid air moves in behind it. Mary Bell Gonzalez reports on the drastically different weather being felt across the U.S.
It's hot out here, so we just need to, hydrate.
Los Angeles County is just one of the areas under a heat warning, with other heat alerts impacting millions of people from San Francisco, California, to Phoenix, Arizona, where spring training is underway.
This is my 30th spring training in Major League Baseball. I've never had a game that's 100 degrees or more.
Numerous spring training games are being shifted to the evening due to Valley area heat.
Yeah, you say Phoenix is a hot place. Well, guess what? It's only reached 100 degrees one time in the month of March, and that was back in 1988.
The potentially historic heat wave is set to bring summer-like heat as far north as Montana. Extreme heat is typically the #1 weather-related killer in the U.S. each year. But an early season heat wave poses acute public health dangers, since many won't yet be accustomed to high temperatures this early in the year.
It's like a surprise early spring.
Records are also being broken on the opposite side of the country. Power is still out for tens of thousands of customers in the Great Lakes region after a sprawling storm brought high winds, dropped feet of snow, and disrupted thousands of flights. During the peak of the outages, more than 1 million customers were impacted in the region. Wausau, Wisconsin picked up over 23 inches on Sunday, making it the city's snowiest day in 130 years. I'm Mary Bell Gonzalez reporting.
So, I guess as the package and stuff ran, it's pretty crazy times we're living in with the weather and everything like that. It's hot on this side of the country. It's cold on this side of the country. I don't really know what to expect. What is your take on this?
It's just that Tennessee weather, just got to expect what you don't expect,
Yeah, no.
It was nearly snowing at the start of the week.
Yeah, no, it was snowing on Monday,
Now it's 70-something degrees.
Yeah,
It's
It's
crazy.
weird. And it knocked down my fence line and all that type of
Oh,
stuff. So it's
really?
really, it's kind of crazy to expect things here.
Yeah.
But going into the rest of this week, on Friday, it's for the rest of the day, it's going to be 78 degrees as a high. It's going to be nice and sunny. So if you want to go outside, go ahead and go outside. You know, enjoy your weekend.
Yeah.
And you know, Saturday, Sunday, it's going to be so cap off at 81 on Saturday, 84 on Sunday. So again, outside, touch some grass. You know, a lot of you need to touch some grass. So go outside and enjoy yourself. And then the cap off. The beginning of the week, Monday and Tuesday, it's going to be a little bit cloudy, so, you know, you can stay inside if you want.
Wear a jacket, you know.
Yeah, wear a jacket, all that type of stuff. It's going to be 68 for the high on Monday, and then we're going to cap off at 66 for the high on Tuesday.
All right, well, that's all that we have for the weather today. Stay tuned for APSU Sports after this short break.
The black truck? Hey, Christina from accounting.
Yeah, hi.
Hey, I used to date a girl named Christina.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then she dumped me for my best friend. You want to see some photos of them that I took?
I don't.
I thought we talked about this, buddy.
Buzzed and overshared again?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna call a car.
That's a smart idea.
So yeah, I know, that's why I did it.
Hey, you're gonna get back to the top of the mountain.
Does that mean I'm gonna get back with Christina?
No.
Oh.
No.
Hey Governors fans, I'm Braelyn Ryan and here's your sports update. Starting with basketball, the women's team competed in the ASUN Tournament Championship on March 3rd against Jacksonville. Jacksonville took an early 16-10 lead, but a layup by Jemiah Branton and a three-pointer by Aviana Schultz helped the Govs close the gap. With just 1 minute and 49 seconds remaining, a free throw by Schultz gave the Govs the lead. However, Jacksonville answered with a free throw to force overtime where the Govs fell 63-66. Both Schultz and Branton were named to the ASUN All-Tournament team. The Govs have earned a spot in the Women's Invitational Tournament and played their first round on the 19th against UTRGV. They had an early lead but ultimately lost 59-71. On the men's side, the Govs ended their season with an 83-90 loss to Queens in the ASUN Tournament semifinals on March 7th. Rashard Marshall recorded a 35-point, 13-rebound double-double, his second best scoring of his career. The Govs held a 20-19 lead midway through the first half, but Queens took control in the second. Tate McCubbin knocked down back-to-back threes during a key run. Marshall was also named to the ASUN All-Tournament team. And March Madness is officially underway. The number one seeds in each region are Duke, Arizona, Florida, and Michigan. The tournament begins with the first floor followed by the first and second rounds this week. From there, the teams advance to the Sweet 16, Elite 8, Final Four, and ultimately the National Championship on April 6th. Be on the lookout for potential upsets as lower-seeded teams often make deep runs in the tournament. Moving to beach volleyball, the Govs competed in the Stash Bash on March 14th against Wingate, winning 3-2. Addie Holoquest secured a straight sets victory to help clinch the match. Now they travel to Birmingham, Alabama for the March to May tournament starting today. In women's lacrosse, the Govs fell to Iona in a non-conference matchup on March 12th, 6-12. Madison Clams, Tori Ross, and Erin K. Roeder each recorded 3 ground balls. They were back in action on March 19th to play their first ASUN conference game against Delaware. Erin K. Roeder recorded her first 10 saves as goalkeeper, but ultimately the Govs lost 3-19. Govs softball can travel to Kentucky for a doubleheader against Eastern Kentucky last weekend. They won Game 1 5-2 behind a 2-home run performance from Sammy Schielander, but dropped Game 2 8-10. They'll host North Alabama March 21st at 2 in the afternoon. Governors Baseball also opened ASUN conference play against Bellarmine. In Game 1, they fell 8-9 despite DJ Merriweather striking out a career-high 10 batters. In Game 2, they bounced back with a 12-3 win, tallying 15 hits. Paris Pringen led the way with a 4-hit performance and 2 RBIs. Head coach Benning had nothing but good things to say about the win.
Yeah, I thought it was an awesome day of our team responding. Anytime you can go out and win a series on the road, I think it's important. We went 4-1 on the week, which is also important for our team.
We had some really great individual performances, so our team could succeed. We had contribution from guys off the bench, guys out of the bullpen, and I thought it was an overall great team day.
They followed that with a 5-9 loss to Ole Miss on March 17th. After falling behind early, the Govs responded with 4 runs in the 3rd inning, highlighted by back-to-back hits from Ray Velasquez, Ty Wisdom, and Cole Johnson. They returned home on March 20th through the 22nd to face Lipscomb. In men's tennis, Govs earned their first home win of the season, defeating Indiana 4-3 on March 14th with strong doubles performance. They face Cumberland next on March 21st. Men's golf finished 15th place at the Florida State Seminole Intercollegiate with a score of 912. And track and field heads to Murray, Kentucky for an outdoor invitational on March 20th. That's all for sports. Stay tuned. We'll be back with more news after this.
Yo, camping buddy. Okay, you guys ready?
Dude, I thought you were driving.
I thought you were driving.
Oh, I never said I was driving. I definitely can't drive.
Okay.
If you're high, just don't drive. It's illegal everywhere. If you feel different, you drive different.
Yeah! Sam, Elmo!
Oh, hey, Julia. Are you ready to play band with us? I'm gonna play my clarinet.
And Elmo's gonna play his drum. Drum loud.
Oh, well, you know what to do, Julia.
Julia knows.
Mm-hmm. With Julia's autism, loud sounds can be too much.
But she still loves to make music. Play band.
Early screening for autism can make a lifetime of difference. Find out more at screenforautism.org.
Clarksville Montgomery County school system is seeing major success with its Grow Your Own teacher residency program. With more than 200 graduates placed into local classrooms, district leaders shared the program currently has more than 100 teacher residents and has helped educate more than 30,000 students since it began. The program allows participants to earn the degree and teaching license while gaining hands-on experience in the classroom. Officials say the new district hired nearly 200 new employees for the 2025-2026 school year, including 38 residents, and reported a strong teacher retention rate of more than 87%. Nearly all teaching positions were filled before the school year started. The program partners with Austin Peay and other universities to provide multiple pathways into teaching. District leaders say the program is helping build a strong local pipeline of educators while addressing teacher shortages and improving classroom consistency. Police at Austin Peay are stepping up traffic enforcement to keep students safe. Officers say the move is following campus growth and increased foot traffic. Police will focus on high traffic areas around campus, targeting speeding, distracted driving, failure to yield, and other dangerous behaviors. Officials say that they have seen a rise in traffic violations that put pedestrians at risk. Police are urging drivers to slow down, stay alert, and follow traffic laws, especially during busy times between classes. The goal is simple: create a safer environment for students, staff, and visitors as the campus and community at Austin Peay continues on growing.
The Federal Trade Commission is turning up the heat on its car dealerships, pushing them to come clean about how they advertise vehicle prices. Lately, the FTC has put up 97 dealership groups on notice, sending out warning letters that call out some pretty shady practices, mainly showing off low prices up front, only to talk on surprise mandatory fees once the shopper is ready to close the deal. The agencies are requiring every advertised price to be the real deal, all fees included, taxes aside, no more bait and switch tactics where the prices balloons with add-ons that nobody mentioned in the beginning. This kind of all-in pricing isn't just a suggestion now, it's a direct message from the FTC to play fair on the risks facing serious trouble. Microsoft is already gearing up for the future, confirming plans for a brand new Xbox console, and it might show up before long. If everything stays on track, developers could get their hands on an early version of the system as soon as 2027. The consumers could see it 1 year later on shelves. The project console is called Project Helix for now, and it's not just another upgrade. Microsoft is making some bold promises. Expect major leaps when it comes to raw power, especially graphics performances. Ray tracing, which makes light and shadows in games look really incredibly realistic, should get a serious upgrade. However, Microsoft is not stopping at graphics. Executives say the biggest shift is the new console's architecture. They're making it feel a lot more like a PC under the hood. That means games designed for Windows PC will run more smoothly, and moving games between your Xbox and your computer should be almost effortless.
Protein is a critical part of a person's diet. It helps build muscles, repair cells, and create new ones. But experts say many people don't consume it the way they should. In today's Health Minute, Mandy Gaither explains why you need protein at every meal and has simple ways to work it in your diet throughout the day.
It should be on every plate. Protein is a critical building block for your body, but it needs to be part of every meal.
Spreading out your protein intake leads to the best outcome when it comes to muscle building and sustaining muscle and utilizing that protein.
Julia Zumpano with Cleveland Clinic says your daily protein quota shouldn't be filled in one sitting. Instead, she says to work it into snacks and meals throughout the day, and there are simple ways to do that.
First of all, you want to plan ahead. So the key to optimizing nutrition is planning.
That starts at the grocery store. Zumpano says think about quick and easy protein options for each meal. For breakfast, that could include Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, low-fat cheeses, milk, eggs, sausage, turkey bacon, or Canadian bacon.
Protein shakes are great for snacks or even as a meal replacement.
For lunch and dinner, consider chicken, turkey, fish, lean red meat, or plant-based proteins like lentils, dried beans, peas, nuts, and seeds.
I can't emphasize enough having a large variety of protein sources is really key, and I can't emphasize enough as having them available to you, readily available, so you're able to easily meet your needs.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
A surreal scene caught on camera in an airport gift shop when a very real stowaway was stopped hiding on a shelf full of stuffed animals. Jeremy Roth has today's Take a Look at This.
Can you spot the imposter here? That's what an Australian airport challenged followers to do when they posted on social media video of a live possum found hiding amongst plush animal toys in a terminal gift shop. The strange scene unfolded inside Hobart Airport in the Australian state of Tasmania and was shared online to the delight of social media users who couldn't get enough of this incognito cutie. The airport said the possum was safely collected and relocated, and the gift shop area was sanitized. By the way, oddly enough, the odd scene was caught on cam by one Melissa Oddie. What are the odds? Here's another furry friend, not in hiding, but instead way out in the open and brazenly defying international law. This is Louie the cat, and this ditch is the border separating Canada and the United States in the town of Surrey, British Columbia. CTV reports Louie has become a local legend because he loves hanging out on and regularly crossing over said border, flouting international laws expressly prohibiting it. Also, how Canadian is it that the border is guarded only by a sign politely saying, "Please do not cross"? Louie's owner says he regularly smuggles caught critters over the line.
I bet he did not declare them.
Which is also technically a violation, but this brazen bad boy says phooey. Louie gonna do Louie. Finally, from back and forth to just back. Traffic camera footage captured a driver going backward in a vehicle down a Florida roadway. The man was pulled over by Flagler County officials and told them his car had been stuck in reverse, but the car appeared to be working normally. Deputies balked at the man's backward claim and instead moved forward with arresting him on charges of habitually driving with a suspended or revoked license. For Take a Look at This, I'm Jeremy Roth.
Welcome back from the break. Just wanted to let all you guys know watching that yesterday was my good dear friend Marlon Hardin's birthday yesterday. He turned 45 yesterday.
21.
I
turned 21, people.
His hairline's receding, but he is not.
Got a clean little lineup. He's hating. He's just mad he doesn't look as good as me at 21, you know. Yesterday was a great day. He didn't wish me a happy birthday.
Happy late birthday.
See, thank you.
You're
I appreciate it. At least, some people
Marlon,
care about my
That's all we have time for today. Okay. Make sure to follow us on Facebook at APSU TV Clarksville and Instagram at APSU_TV. Thank you for watching your APSU TV News Update. We'll be back next time. And as always, let's go pee.
Trying to just